Selamat datang, saya John with kabarinews.com dari San Francisco. Hari ini kami ada Stephanie Dambron. Apa kabar, Stephanie?
Kabar baik. Saya sedang di Prancis, jadi selamat sore di sini jam 5.30.
Dan selamat pagi dari San Francisco. Boleh Stephanie memberi latar belakang, mungkin lahir dari mana sampai bisa ke Prancis dan buka restoran Jawa? Silakan.
Maaf ya kalau saya kadang-kadang berbicara bahasa Inggris, bahasa Indonesia saya sekarang sedikit kaku. Saya sebenarnya lahir di Jakarta, bapak saya orang Prancis, ibu orang Indonesia, dan saya hidup 18 tahun di Jakarta, tapi saya ke sekolah di sekolah Prancis. Dan kalau waktu setelah kuliah, saya pindah ke Prancis untuk study business dan dalam bahasa Prancis dan Inggris ya. Makanya kalau mesti berbicara tentang bisnis bahasa Indonesia sedikit susah untuk saya. Jadi setelah waktu saya student di Prancis, saya lihat bahwa orang Prancis tidak kenal makanan Indonesia sama sekali. Walaupun kalau saya masak, mereka suka sekali. Jadi lidah Prancis kayaknya benar-benar bisa menyukai, bisa demen dengan makanan dan resep Indonesia. Jadi saya dapat ide kenapa tidak mengkreasikan restoran yang modern Indonesia di Prancis. So that's how I started the idea, and I opened my first restaurant in 2012. Jadi udah 8 tahun sekarang ya. Habis itu saya buka yang kedua, yang ketiga, yang keempat, dan yang kelima di Paris juga. Sekarang ada 5 restoran, namanya Jawa, dan saya kepingin buka lebih banyak lagi ya, kalau bisa. Sementara sedikit susah dengan COVID, but hopefully it will get better and we can develop more to make Indonesian cuisine more well known to France, to French people, but also to the rest of the world.
Dan buka restorannya ada di 5 tempat ya. Yang tempat pertama di kota mana?
5-5-nya di Paris. Di
Prancis. 5-5-nya di Paris.
Ya, benar.
Okay. So, what is your inspiration sampai bisa buka restoran Indonesia? Sebab di Indonesia, mungkin di Prancis seperti di Amerika, mungkin orang Prancis tidak begitu kenal ya Indonesia, nama Indonesia sendiri.
Absolutely. So if you talk about Bali, people start thinking, oh yes, Bali, very nice place for holidays. But Indonesia, people don't know Indonesia very well for the moment. So I thought, French people like Indonesian food, but they don't know because there are so few Indonesian restaurants in France. So I thought, why not open Indonesian fast food chain in France? So that was the idea from the beginning. Then when I started doing it, it took a lot of time, but it was always the ambition to introduce French people to Indonesia through its gastronomy. So instead of presenting very traditional Indonesian food in a traditional format, I decided to try to innovate and to modernize the way I bring the food to French people. So that's why I did a fast food concept, but with a traditional family cuisine, with dishes such as sate ayam, rendang daging, mie goreng, nasi goreng, and so on.
Dan menunya ada berapa macam?
Sekitar 12. Sekarang kita punya menu yang ganti setiap bulan juga, tapi ada 12 makanan yang tidak pernah ganti.
Yang pokok.
Rendang daging, sate ayam, opor ayam, gado-gado, mie goreng, nasi goreng, etc.
kalau itu kan biasanya kalau restoran ya, the biggest hurdle is sebenarnya adalah cooknya kan. Oke. Um, itu bagaimana? Apakah cooknya semua orang Perancis atau orang Indonesia?
My team is very international. Jadi dari mana-mana. What is important for me is always to have the same quality, and so all the recipes I created myself. Actually, I have a partner now who creates them with me, who is also French Indonesian. Both our moms come from Manado. They cook very well, so we learned a lot from them. But so we design all the recipes, and then we have to think about how to process the recipes to make them how we can produce them in a bigger scale, and how we can teach our employees, French or not French, to make the same dishes every day with the same quality. So it is very important for us to get always the same spices, always the same quantity, the same recipes at the end. Voilà. So it's a question of process actually.
Jadi sebenarnya ada special training, right? That Stephanie does every month, I suppose, correct?
Internal training, yes.
Internal training sama chefnya kan, bukan?
Well, the chef is me, so we try to, yes, we need to train our staff to taste the new recipes, but we only have 1 or 2 new recipes every month, so all the rest of the menu is always the same, because it's like if you go to a restaurant that you really like, you also want to find the same recipe again and again. Our customers are very loyal, and they want to, for example, if they come for the first time and they taste the satay ayam, when they come back, they always want the satay ayam.
Okay, that's good.
So we need to really keep the same quality, the same recipes all the time. And then for some curious customers, we also try to make them discover 1 new recipe every month at least, because Indonesian cuisine is so diverse that we also want to promote this diversity and make them discover more.
Okay, so kalau secara margin of profit ya, apakah fast food marginnya lebih kecil daripada fine dining atau gimana tuh? Atau what's the difference?
It's not the same business model. So if you open a fast food restaurant, it's a lot about the volume. So in terms of margin, it is less than if you do a fine dining restaurant, but it is easier to make a lot of volume. You need to sell for example, in my restaurant, you need to sell between 100 and 150 dishes per service. So for lunchtime, that's what you need to do. But for fine dining, you have better margins, but you can only sell to a maximum of 30 or 50 customers, depending on the size of your restaurant.
And another question I have, how do you control 5 restaurants at the same time? And you cannot be everywhere. I mean, in all 5 places, yeah. How do you keep track and kind of make sure they do the quality control?
There are different tools. Of course, we have the most important thing is the team leader, so the manager. I have 1 manager per restaurant. We are in constant communication all day, so they are in charge of the restaurant, of maintaining the satisfaction of all the customers. So that is the most important. We really rely on our managers and our team. But then, today, if anything is not happening as expected, you have comments on TripAdvisor, on Google Business, on the internet. You've got all the customers who complain or who are very happy, and everything today. So that's how you need to be always very precise every day on every dish with every customer. And that also relies on the process of maintaining the right recipes, the same quantities, very good products, because we have very good suppliers as well. It's a lot of chains. It's a whole chain of command that you need to not just to control, but also to maintain.
Jadi sekarang Stephanie hanya kontrol ya, bukan probably in the beginning you are the chef too, but now
I
you
was
pretty much
everywhere.
now you're
I was
everywhere.
everywhere. I did all the different jobs in the restaurant. Of course, you need to do that. Otherwise, you don't understand your own business.
Are you thinking about franchising this business?
Absolutely, yes. We actually, because we were closed for 3 months during the confinement in France, we had some time to work on the franchise project, and we hope to open the first franchises in 2021. Hopefully, of course, it depends on the economy, but we hope to open the franchise business. So we want to start in the different towns, in the different cities outside of Paris.
Okay, wonderful. Nah, kalau sebagai manager ya, on setiap restoran ada leader ya. Itu kualifikasinya apa yang you look for?
I think the answer you are looking for is a lot of experience in the restaurant business, etc. Actually, from my experience, it's not necessarily true, because I have excellent managers today who knew nothing about restaurants before working with us, but we have the same values, and we want to serve the client, the customer. We want to make them satisfied. We want to welcome them with a smile. We want to serve each person with a good dish. So mostly it's a question of spirit, not necessarily just the experience.
Dan apakah ada planning untuk buka di luar Perancis?
In my dreams, yes. For now, I mean, at the beginning, when I was a student and when I had the idea, I wanted to open 100 restaurants in 5 years. Of course, reality is more difficult than that. And of course, one day I would like to open in all of the countries in Europe. But now I know that I need to do things step by step. So for now, I'm going to open, first of all, the different cities in France, and then maybe I can open up to other countries in Europe.
Kalau saya boleh tanya ya, what is your secret to be successful in the restaurant business?
Oof. The first thing that comes to my mind is mental resistance. I can't lie to you, being an entrepreneur is very difficult. The restaurant business is extremely competitive. And I try to sell a product that people don't know very well. So it has been difficult, of course, because it asks a lot of commitment. So yeah, I think mental resistance is something very important for any entrepreneur.
What's the most popular food that you sell?
Sate and rendang, and is it mie goreng or nasi goreng? I don't remember. But sate and rendang are number one.
Sate and rendang.
I think sate is number one.
Okay.
Because I sell different variations of sate. You've got the sate with chicken, but I also offer the vegetarian option with tahu. Same sauce, but tahu. And yeah, the satay sauce is really loved by French people. So I think satay is number one.
Now, my question here now is, tantangannya apa sih buka restoran Indonesia yang you experience?
Many things. Of course, many things. I think the most important, I don't know, one of the challenges that I faced is to find the right people to work with. I think that is extremely important. And I started with a first partner who didn't fit my personality, and it was very difficult. And then another person came along and replaced him, and since then it's the person I was talking to you about before, who is French Indonesian as well. And when it works very well, it's magical. It works. You want to continue. You want, even if it's very difficult, you've got obstacles, and sometimes you think you will not make it. If you have around you people who you want to work with, I think that's the most important thing. So the challenges, you've got challenges all the time, every day, to do anything, because if you don't have any challenges, everybody will easily open Indonesian restaurants. But it's not that simple. So I think the most important thing is to have a good partner.
Untuk diaspora Indonesia yang ingin buka restoran Indonesia ya, what is your last message or advice?
I would say it will not be easy to do it, to open a restaurant, to open your own company, and to open an Indonesian restaurant, because people don't know Indonesia very well yet. So it will be very difficult, and you have to know that, so that you don't go as a blind person into this adventure. But it is absolutely great and very satisfying every day to make this incredible cuisine, to make it discover, to make other cultures discover this food. It's incredible, because we have a treasure in our hands, and it is the Indonesian culture and Indonesian food, Indonesian gastronomy. It's very rich. It's, I think, one of the best gastronomies in the world, and it is not well known yet. So if you go beyond the obstacles, you will have a great satisfaction. So I encourage you to do it, but don't go as a blind person. You have to know that opening a restaurant is difficult. It's not just because you like cooking that you can easily manage a restaurant, because there are a lot of other subjects that you need to manage, financial subjects, human management, and a lot of other problems. But if you know why you are doing it, then I encourage you to try it out and to make other cultures discover the incredible richness of Indonesian food.
Okay, very good. Terima kasih ya Stephanie untuk memberi banyak informasi untuk diaspora Indonesia, dan untuk pemirsa Kabari, jangan lupa untuk daftar di kabarigratis.com untuk mendapatkan majalah gratis dari Kabari, dan jangan lupa juga untuk klik Kabari YouTube ya untuk subscribe. Sekian dulu, saya John Wi, sampai berjumpa lagi. Thank you.